Hello and welcome, Land Academy members. Happy to see you and be here. For anyone joining us here, I am Jill DeWitt. Anyone new and or just watching for the first few minutes because we do open it up to the public. Oops. Hopefully you have audio.
We should have audio.
Okay. I'm gonna look for somebody just to kind of chime in, please. Okay,
Good.
now we're good.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, never know. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I'm Jill DeWitt. This is Steve and Jackie Tala. We are Land Academy. 10 years of Land Academy is happening right now. Can you believe it?
I can't.
Remember when we had 10 years of us?
Yes.
Okay, me too. That's funny. Remember when we had 10 years of kids? Oh, I know that one. We don't have 10 years without kids, though. I'll let you know when we hit that. not without, you know what I mean? Out of the house.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know
We have
when we
a
hit that.
good decade for
That would be a good milestone. So, but this is open to the public for our first few minutes as we begin our weekly member call. This is something we do every week to answer questions, talk about industry specific items, anything going on with us this week, look at deals, dream it up. So I'm going to dive into our slides here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, don't hold back on your questions. If you have any questions at all, whether you're, out on the internet or here locally within the Land Academy group, just type them in. Ask us anything.
And if you're watching and viewing, you want to learn more about us, just send a note to support@landacademy.com. And if you're really serious about it, put your phone number in there and they'll call you and fill you in or schedule a call with you, whatever's easier. All right, let's get on. These are some housekeeping things for the members that are attending in the Zoom environment. I think everybody kind of knows how we do it. They know our Would You Do This Deal format. We have Q&A for questions, and then we have the chat for all the little banter as it goes there. And we just started doing this too for Land Academy peeps. If you want a camera up and mic up as we get to your question, you want to just ask us or you have some follow-up things or something, just you could see on here, just put in a note. Let's see here. I think it's on the next page. Camera on. There you go. Put camera on in the chat and my team will do that for you. It's always nice. It's always nice when we can see you and talk to you. Here's our Would You Do This Deal format when we get to that. Are there any wins? Are they in here? I'm assuming they're in here. Okay. We like to start with our wins. I know there's a win today. We just talked to one of our members today. We just recorded a show here. No, she's not here right now. We recorded a show today with Michelle Bridger, and some of the deals that we talk about in the show, we don't give the details, but you Land Academy members that have been on the member calls and such might know about the deals. So it's kind of fun hearing how they played out. But I'll just say right now, Michelle had a huge win. Can I give the numbers?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. I'm going to brag about her when you're done.
It was like bought for 42 and sold for 200, and it like closed yesterday. So it's one that we all reviewed together.
Podcast will air, I guess, maybe 2 weeks from now. I'm not sure, either a week or 2 weeks from now. I don't know how far ahead we are from record to air, but she started this business in late 2021, started with Land Academy in mid to late 2023. And she's killing it. We asked her very directly why. What is it? What's going on? She just won't stop.
You gotta listen to it. You called it career secrets. And I was like, oh, I love that. So I told our team, please put that in the title because that's really what we talked about.
I mean, spoiler alert, it's just it's just tenacity. She's just afraid of nothing. You guys had a lot to talk about.
We did. Tune in.
Very similar. Tune in.
We're going to bring her back too for some more. Yes, totally. Submitted wins. We have Devin K. bought a weirdly shaped lot for $1,500 and flipped it to a neighbor for $5,000.
Excellent.
How great is that? Easy win. Love it. See, finished the program at long last. Yay. I've been a member since December, but life happened. Ready to get things going. Hey, good for you. This is it. Remember, we have the 6 month. You're not too far behind. Remember, Jack did last week and I think it was the week before we did the 24-month millionaire. So you you should spend some time on education, so you're okay.
Yeah.
And you're here, so that's great. Brian said, I'm deciding if it's time for me to join the Quitters Club. Oh, I could quit my job and do land full time, or I could hold on for another 6 months. I'm leaning towards holding on for another 6 more months. I would, and give myself some breathing room to work on building a team. But the fact is that I'm at this place in my land business, and the idea that I'm able to leave my job has me over the moon. Isn't that the greatest thing?
The greatest win ever.
It's like you can walk around, Brian, saying, what are you gonna do? Fire me? You know what I mean? Kind of thing, a little bit. But then I love Stephen, and I know we're on the same page with this, which we have been since day one. You want to leave your job when you find yourself saying, I should have done that a year ago.
Yeah. Just for some context, I started buying and selling real estate land specifically around the late 1994, and always had a job in different multiple states, and good jobs. Even while I was in accounting, I had it. And I would, depending on how busy I was at work, up and down, up and down. In 1999, I decided to quit my job. And it was the greatest feeling and the greatest decision I ever made. You know, it was one of those things, and I'll remember it. I remember the day that I spoke with the guy, that my direct supervisor, and he's like, I totally get it, because I know what you're doing. He's asking me all about it. If we had Land Academy back then, he would have joined.
True.
And I remember the day you quit.
Too.
We were sitting in a car.
Too.
Drinking Arizona iced tea.
With like a ream of paper, maybe more than a ream of paper, that was deeds.
So I hope you're on the call, Brian. My point is,
awesome.
It's just one of those moments in life. You know, actually, strangely enough, remember talking with Seth Williams directly. This when he quit his job with the government. He worked for HUD or something like that. And it's just my point is, it's one of those top 5 days of your life. Congratulations. That's great.
I got a couple more wins here. Matt said, I just waiting on title to get documentation on a judgment so we can close. It's a buy for 54,000 and already have an offer for 150,000. Stumbled on a residential that is just now zoned general manufacturing.
That's a huge win. Wow. And so there must have been a lien, some form of lien that you can hopefully get the judgment released.
I love that.
You know, that's what we were talking about with Michelle today. These legal things that she's willing to go through. I don't know if she joined yet or not, or if she will. She's just willing to not stop to solve some of the legal issues that are associated with real estate. It's a great,
totally agree.
It's a great specialization, and one that will never go away.
And Stephen A says, when I walked out of my exit interview, I got a notification that a wire hit. I'm so glad I laughed. I feel like if
that story.
That's not a sign. I remember, you know what, you guys, Brandon Kuhn, I remember Brandon had a funny story about that too, about, you know, the timing of something like that. I love it. It's like, well, I had that. What could I say? Estate for sale. Oh, wow. That's Matt's. So that's so cool. All right. Let's see if we have more. Oh, here's our question of the week.
It's for sale in an estate. Probably because there is a judgment.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. So Carl B. wrote.
Great. That's a great way to do that. Go ahead.
I'm so frustrated and confused with legal access. I put a property into escrow that I thought had legal access, but title just told me that it's not actually legal access. It's kind of like it is or it isn't.
I have some thoughts.
How do you have not so fast?
Yeah, that's my thought.
I can see with fiscal access, like, is it there or not there? No one's driven it in a while. All right. It's a named and paved road that goes right up to the property. It shows as a named road, even on Google Maps. How is this not legal access? How do I find out what I need to do to make it legal access?
So more and more we're coming up. Julie has personal experience with this really recently about it completely looks like it has legal access, but it turns out it didn't. And really in the end, what it was is just a matter of paperwork filing.
That's all it was.
And so that's probably what this is too.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you that as time goes on, the quality of escrow / title agents that we come across goes down. That's the nicest way I can say that. And so whoever is, there's some altruistic person on the other side of the phone here that thinks they're saving you from yourself. They truly think that they don't see that they're wrecking a real estate deal for you. They think that they're saving you from this
True,
horrific financial decision you're about to make. So
true.
unless you disagree, I would find another title company or get a lawyer really quick. Get a real estate lawyer because they can solve these things. Even if if the escrow agent saying is true, the lawyer can solve it.
The first place to start real quick would be the county, though. Is this considered legal access in your eyes? Yes. Can you email me that? And go to, and I would try to do that really quick and easy. And if it's not, but my situation was exactly what Jack just described. It was a paperwork thing. They hadn't, it was like 10 feet. It's 10 feet off the road, and they just had to file a form that this was going to be where the driveway was going. I guess basically is the gist of it. It was so dumb, but we had to do that. And what was funny too is the seller had already started the process, and it was like they never sent it in to get finally recorded. Like the legal part was done, but they never sent the last part in. The attorney did all the work and everything, so he had to rush and send it in and pay like an extra rush fee to get it, and then we could close.
There's two types of legal descriptions. This is number one. Lot 3, Block 6, subdivision XYZ, something like that. Real simple to read. The property has been subdivided. It's within a subdivision. And there's a 99.9% chance that that property with that type of legal description has access. Now, there's weird things that can happen in the back. But if that's got that legal, you usually would have something trailing on it that says, but it's a drainage zone. Then you have to be concerned. But if it's just as simple as this, it should have legal access. The other major type of legal description is what I call internally as meets and bounds, or it's just the northeast quarter, the southeast quarter. And if you've taken one of the past
Township range.
Yeah, of range 16, township west, whatever, of baseline meridian, there's a much higher chance that it has this type of legal description. It's possible for it not to have access. First thing I would do, Carl, is check to see if this is a legal description. Now, I'm not saying that's a tried and true way. I'm just saying you're going to knock out a lot of mystery. In fact, if this was on the call, I'd ask you to type or copy and paste it in so we could look at it.
It's so funny. I almost want to turn around on the title agent and say, prove me wrong.
Yeah, what's your source documentation on the fact that this doesn't have actual access? We had somebody say about a year ago on a deal that we still have not resolved this. This is a good one from Michelle Bridger. The properties in this area have legal access, and it looks like it has physical access, but it's not on a paved road. So we're not going to grant you title insurance on this.
It's hilarious.
And so it's still
yeah,
we'll get it closed, but it
just depends on the title company and what they're comfortable with. And so that's the one way is you solve it for them. The other way is you go somewhere else. That's it. Because you know what? I am very well within my rights to say, you know what? I knew that. I don't need the access. I'm buying it anyway. I really think there should be a form that I can sign saying, I know that I'm buying a car with a dent in the back. I'm buying it anyway. You can't, something
like that. I'm serious. That's exactly what this is.
You're telling me I can't buy that car? Yeah.
This has baffled me forever in this industry.
Exactly.
I know there's a defect to the chain of title, and this property does not qualify for title insurance, but I'd like to buy it anyway. There's no such thing as that.
Exactly. Okay, cool. You can, Jade. We'll make it hard to solve. Well, there's stuff that we'll solve on our own. Like I'll go somewhere else and solve it for the next guy. I just need to get it closed because part of it is the seller's, ready to go. And I promised him we just made a deal. I get it for $5,000, but I got to close on Friday. So I don't want him to change his mind. So I got that going.
There's certain situations where, Matt sort of had one, the numbers anyway. if you got a property where you're going to buy for 5 or 10 grand, because the owner knows about these theoretical defects, because
Yeah.
people before us have explained it to him, and
Totally.
it killed the deal. I'm willing to buy for 5 grand, take a huge risk, maybe do quiet title on my own, maybe use tech title services and Evine to issue their version of title insurance, but at least I have control over my own deal and choices. But whoever's wrecking this Carl's deal here is removing the choices for you, because they've been told, and this is important for everyone to know, that all transactions, all real estate transactions, when they convey, have to have title insurance. Not it's recommended, it's a good idea. It's your life is over if you proceed with this transaction.
Well, let's
without
back
title
up for just
insurance.
a moment too. Title insurance is technically the chain and title, making sure that from A to B to C to D to me, everybody did it right. Not, is it the side of a cliff? Not the slope. Not, is there a well on it? Does it have power? Does it even have access? None of that really is part of that, which is so funny. So why title insurance is, they see these things come up on the Schedule B. It should be, Jill, these are the flaws. Please initial them all and we'll proceed.
Correct. And so Jill and I can fill 2 hours on this. We're shoulder to shoulder on it. And it's we are our American society is the recipient of some crazy marketing program that happened in early 20th century about why you need title insurance.
Mm-hmm.
The insurance industry is packed full of products that legislation says you have to have it, but I don't agree with it.
Yeah, we could go for this for a while,
Yeah.
but we're not.
But we won't.
Exactly.
That's Jill's way to say, Steve, shut up. Yeah. Let's answer some live
You want to
questions.
see smoke coming out of both our ears? Let's
Yeah.
see. Brittany's like, do you guys have training on making outlines in Google Earth? The
outlines that you see that come from Google Earth are this. It comes from some code that we wrote within Parcel Fact, and then I click on this nifty button. So this is all included with the subscription here in Parcel Fact. But if you look it up on,
you can see it.
If you look it up on YouTube, there's a way to figure it out pretty easily.
Basically, and this is a good example. See this property we're looking at here? It's not not exactly a square or a rectangle. It's got a bunch of different angles to it also. So
I love this dirt.
I know. I remember that from last week or the week before. So yeah, that's where we wrote that program. When I say we, to automatically translate that.
It's not a program even, it's just code.
Yeah. Let's see here. So let's get to this. Let's get to those questions on that thing. And I'm gonna get to your industry news. And then we'll jump over. Thank you.
I hate to disappoint everybody. There's no news yet.
You're gonna disappoint somebody. Just make it me.
Week.
Disappoint me. Not our peeps. Me.
Look, there's no changes. Median listing price is just about zero.
It really is zero.
New listings. Yeah, that's what I mean. New listings.
Yeah, well, that's down. It's kind of nice.
Slightly down. Now, that could be a trend. You're right.
Everybody's giving up. New listings are down because they're like, why? Like me, do I want to be one of 1,000?
It's summer too, and summer's a slower real estate season in general for what we do. Active listings, they're the same.
Although things do move, it depends on what it is. Although remember, traditionally you buy in the winter and sell right now. So what else you got?
There's no interest rate changes.
No news? You have nothing to report?
No, I really looked. Huh. There's just nothing that's really, going to really affect us. The whole entire world's waiting for the federal government to announce lower interest rate, because the stuff that happened in the previous administration from a interest rate inflation scenario is theoretically over. So we've made it out of hyperinflation, and we're due for serious interest rate reduction, which will change that, all that stuff. That's why I keep looking at it because I want mortgage rates to go down
It's gonna happen.
to flush some of this existing
It's,
property out of the system.
you're right. It's gonna do it. Something's gonna happen and we're all gonna go, oh, here it goes. Hold on. I wish I had 10 of those. So, all right. Is there anything else that we have on the next slide?
Just
No.
fun stuff.
All right. We're gonna close her up public and get to our